Now, from the Columbia Basin, your local news source, this is iFIBER 1 News, presented in high definition. The #1 source for real-time local news, local sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. With your iFIBER 1 News team, reporting news in real time as it's happening. From the iFIBER Communications HD broadcast studio in Ephrata, Washington, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
Welcome to iFIBER 1 News. I'm Cody Johnson reporting news from around the Columbia Basin for Wednesday, July 3rd. iFIBER 1 News is spending the 4th of July with family and friends. While our news crews will be in the field covering holiday events in Grant County, we will not have a newscast on the 4th of July. iFIBER 1 News returns on Friday with the weekend edition with Sarah Brewer. Tonight we'll report on a Moses Lake man sentenced for attacking his neighbors and how the Columbia Basin is celebrating the 4th of July. We also look at why a Mattawa man was charged with fighting with a state trooper and how a 1974 TV show's predictions are coming true. In sports, the Mariners took the Rangers to the woodshed last night, and Big Bend is preparing to host its last summer basketball camp for young ladies here in the Columbia Basin. Our spotlight story tonight is a tasty story about cherry pie, a pretty big cherry pie. And we've got the latest weather forecast for the 4th of July from the Columbia Basin from the iFIBER 1 Weather Center. Our top story tonight, a 57-year-old Moses Lake man is sentenced to 6 months in jail after attacking 3 neighbors and stabbing a man 3 times with a paring knife. Richard Steele pleaded guilty in Grant County Superior Court to 2 counts of assault in the 2nd degree, assault in the 3rd degree, 2 counts of assault in the 4th degree, and 2 counts of trespassing. 1 charge of assault in the 1st degree was reduced to a lesser degree as part of the plea agreement. On Monday, Steele was sentenced to 6 months in the Grant County Jail. He had no prior felony convictions, and the sentencing range was 6 to 12 months. Investigators questioned Steele's mental health. A police officer reported, "I'm also requesting Steele be locked up for the safety of others as he has not been staying on his prescribed mental health medicines," according to his neighbors. Steele barged into neighbors' apartments, kicked a dog, punched 2 older women, and stabbed a man 3 times. The man was treated at Samaritan Hospital and released the same day. The 4th of July is Thursday, and there are a number of events celebrating the country's independence. In Moses Lake, McCosh Park hosts a free 4th of July community picnic starting at 5 p.m. with hot dogs, lemonade, and ice cream for everyone. Rhythm Nation will provide live music, and a fireworks display blasts off at dusk. George celebrates its 56th annual Independence Day celebration at the George Community Park. The all-day event includes the 25th annual Cherry Bomb Run, breakfast at the George Community Hall kitchen, food and craft vendors, a grand parade, live entertainment, a car show, kids games, and of course the Georgette's famous world's largest cherry pie served free at noon. Capping it all off is a fireworks display at the George Community Park. Soap Lake celebrates Smokeeyam Days this weekend with a Pancakes Plus breakfast from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Senior Center. The parade is at 11 a.m., a horseshoe tournament at noon, a salmon feed from 2 to 7 p.m., and a fireworks display at the City Beach. At Grand Coulee Dam, the 3-day Festival of America kicks off on the 4th of July with music in the park below the Visitor Center. The event includes games, food, and craft booths, live music, a laser light show on the dam, and a fireworks display at 10:30 p.m. from the top of the dam. A Mattawa man is charged with attacking a Washington State Patrol trooper while he was on meth. Juan Aguilar Gomez, a 34-year-old Mattawa man, was charged in Grant County Superior Court with assault in the third degree, DUI, and for making a false statement. Gomez allegedly drove past the trooper on State Route 243 on June 27th while the trooper was on the side of the road with his emergency lights on. The officer reportedly recorded Gomez's speed at 68 miles an hour. The trooper stopped Gomez, who allegedly tried to pull away from the officer and ran toward an orchard. The officer did catch up with him and took him to the ground where the two struggled. A citizen stopped and helped the trooper handcuff Gomez, then left when a Mattawa officer arrived. Gomez allegedly admitted to taking meth prior to being pulled over by the officer. Each of the people you see here have warrants for their arrest and are wanted by various law enforcement agencies. If you see any of these people, the DOC asks that you not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but to call police. You can also call the Department of Corrections at 509-764-6180 during the day or 509-762-1160 after 5 p.m. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages with the latest from the iFIBER One Weather Center, and we've got sports and more news on the way.